Folks, this is Frank Jalleh back again. In the meantime, before we go further, if you look at down, you see my subscribe button. Just subscribe to my channel because today, actually, not much. I'm not going to do any music. I have a visitor. In fact, this is an old colleague of mine from our advertising days, way back in the 1970s. His name is Siva Nair, and he is famous as an now as an artist. He is making a name for himself. You can see all his paintings in Facebook. In fact, I have it on the computer over here, and the first one is. It looks like it's a castle, is it?
Yeah, it's a castle. It's a castle actually based in Italy, a small little town known as Cabela Ligure, and it's a very picturesque place because it's at the foot of the Italian Alps. It's very inspiring. That's why I painted it. Apart from that, like Frankie said, we were in advertising for quite sometimes in the beginning stages, somewhere in the 70s. We were together as colleagues, and of course, after that, we went our own separate ways. I had my own advertising agency while he had his own. And all this while, of course, I was very busy in my advertising industry, and therefore I didn't show any what you call interest in painting. Even though I had the talent, I used to do that in school days, and for 45 years I actually didn't touch the brush. I was more of a copywriter in the advertising industry, not an artist. But of course, I was still in the company of a number of very good artists as well. And they are the one actually, they were quite inspiring and kept me in touch with the art fraternity. And the thing is, after 45 years, actually nobody knew that I could paint. I'm actually a painter. I do acrylics. I do oil. I'm self-taught, and of course I caught up a lot of tips and pointers from many of these YouTube videos. But otherwise, of course, I had the natural flair to paint, and nobody knew. Even Frankie never knew that I was a painter.
Yeah, I was all the while under the impression because we were there were three of us. There was a Stanley Lee Chao He. Stanley Lee was made a name for himself as a airbrush artist. Okay, and yeah, famous. In fact, very famous. And I didn't think Siva would also make a name for himself in this. So let's go through all his artwork here. I see you got a portrait here. Who is this? This is a self-portrait.
That's a portrait of one of our friends, and
I'm going to try to push the computer closer so you can see one of your friends. So what's his name? It looks familiar.
he's Norman Fernandez.
Norman Fernandez.
Yeah, he is the CEO of Free Malaysia Today.
Oh,
Okay,
political thing. Okay,
he's
now
Nelson Fernandez. Sorry.
Nelson Fernandez. This looks like a beautiful scenery.
Yeah, that's the scenery. That's actually the Kinta River bank. Kinta River bank. You see, most of my paintings were based actually Perak based. My landscapes. I'm actually a specialist in landscapes, but of course I do an occasional portrait here and there. That's actually a painting of the Kinta River bank. I like it because of the light, play of light and shadows.
To me, it looks like a golf course. I'm a golfer. I was a member of Glenbury Golf and Country Club. So I guess it reminds me. That reminds me of the buggy path, and that reminds me of a sand trap. When we go before the green. Very very interesting. Okay, this is a koi.
Yeah, this is koi fish. This is one area where I found that many people they seem to be interested in actually koi paintings, especially the Chinese. So I have actually done a few koi paintings already. So in here I have about 2 of them, and they loved it. When I painted and showed it to them, They really loved it, and they are actually asking for more of these paintings.
Okay, let's go to the next one. That's also a scenery.
That's a scenery. That's also another Perak scenery. A very popular tourist spot is known as Gua Tempurung, near Goping, which is actually my hometown. Goping, Perak.
This is some people.
Yeah.
Oh, this is in England.
That's a portrait of my nephew's family. Portrait of my nephew's family. Of course, he's married to a Malay, so that's his only child. And this portrait, actually, this photo was taken in UK near the Tower Bridge, and so therefore I did a very large painting for them.
But you painted it live?
No. I had a photograph. I had to refer to a photograph.
Okay. Oh, this looks interesting, yeah?
That's the Uluguro River Valley in the Kinta district. Very popular spot for what do you call us whitewater rafting. Very popular spot. And also it's at the foothills of the main range in Malaysia, and it's a forest reserve.
This is
That
interesting.
That one is actually a girl in the temple, a Chinese temple. One of my friends by the name of Philip Duran took this picture, and I loved it because of the light play. Any photos with light play, I love it because of the lights and the shadows. And I did this painting, and many of them commented that it's one of the best paintings that I have ever done.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. In fact, the clouds,
The smoke.
smoke.
That's of course the Hindu deity Ganesha.
Ganesha,
Okay. Actually, posting this on Facebook, I had about 200,000 likes.
Wow.
250,000 likes actually.
Wow. This looks like, and I know this, Malacca.
Yes. That's the Malacca River. I did this for an architect.
Okay. I went to the. I was got this ancestry.
Yep.
My mom is a Monterio, and she's one of the Malacca. Who's this?
That's my granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yeah, that's one of my first pictures and portraits that I did. It was actually all my art actually started coming out only during the MCO. In a way, COVID-19 did a good thing in that it made me stay home and start. I was getting bored, so I started fiddling. I started painting, and this is another granddaughter of mine. So this is where I started on the whole thing. So I have got a studio now. This is my studio, Frankie. I do all my artwork in this studio. It's in Balakong. Yeah, that's right.
Try to go as close as possible without.
So I am basically a heritage and nature artist.
Without getting it blurred out.
Yeah.
So anyway, it is because of the advent of the COVID crisis that actually, because of the COVID crisis, I also went into. I was in advertising and together with Siva and another guy called Stanley, and we all went our separate ways. And because of the COVID crisis, I went into music, something which I did when I was young, and now I'm ended up teaching on YouTube, and when I upload my images on YouTube and Facebook. Then I come across Siva, and he's got his paintings there, and he's got like 200,000 likes, blah blah blah. I said, "Hey, Siva, he's more famous than me, lah." And then, and then when I said, "How am I going to be as famous as him?" And then suddenly he drops by. He says,
"Yeah, it's been a long time since I saw Frankie, so I was passing by and I decided to come and drop by and see him." And of course, Frankie, I'll be in an art exhibition in Sheraton PJ in August. I'll inform you guys, and there's also another 2 more exhibitions before the end of this year.
He's got a nice picture at the back of his car on one of his paintings too. In fact,
and that fish also is painted by me. Yeah?
Which fish?
The one in the front, which is my logo actually.
Oh, the fish. Yeah. So yeah, he's really making a name for himself as an artist, and I guess some people say that I'm making a name for myself too, as a musician, as a guitarist or whatever. And people say that I'm going to go. I'm going to become famous soon. Maybe people will be asking me for autographs. That's, I think it's like, dream on, Frank, dream on. But I basically, what I'm saying is that the COVID crisis has actually got all of us out of the woodwork and going onto the limelight, that is going into YouTube, going into Facebook, going into Instagram, going into all this social media, and we are actually becoming to, I mean, beginning to make a name for ourselves. And who knows, sometimes when we say like fame and fortune comes together, right?
Yep, yep.
So all of us are now
Looking for the fortune.
because I mean, I know that I had a big house, and but lost everything because, I mean, when you get old, and the advertising business is sunset industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody can do advertising now if they have a small computer under their bed, so they can do artwork and designs. So it was a sunset industry, although it was lucrative for us in those days. But on hindsight, we had to like diversify into other things. So I'm glad that Siva is actually making a name for himself, and eventually he will be known as a renowned artist in this country. Of course, in Malaysia, don't don't think much. In America, as a musician, you can be a multi-billionaire, right?
Right.
And as an artist, you can really your you can sell your paintings as high as millions of ringgit. But of course, we're in Malaysia. But who knows? One day we will come to that stage.
You never know, but actually, I'm not looking into the money. I'm enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. It's a kind of a second win. Second win for old guys like us.
Yeah. In fact, actually, when during the first lockdown, when we were locked down for 3 months, the first lockdown was 3 hours. After that, it was open, close, open, close, open, close. The first 3 months lockdown, if I didn't have my guitar with me,
Yeah, I'd have got that.
I think I would have committed suicide. The same thing, if you didn't have your brush
Yeah,
and
exactly. I'd have bored to death.
you were bored to death. And that was when it was during the lockdown that was the time when we saw the guitar is there, and that start honing our talents. Not honing, actually, the talents, we had these talents before, right? In the younger days, and then lockdown, and we are in the house, and with our spouses, and of course we don't want to get into any fight with them. So we do our thing, they do their thing. And this is the time when really you can hone your past skills, your talents, and then come into the limelight. I don't even know whether we are allowed to wear masks now. But they say if it's 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, if it's an enclosed area, you're supposed to wear a mask, So, might as well wear the mask. While you're in the open, of course,
Yeah.
you don't really have to wear your mask.
In fact, one of my friends said that in the open we don't have to wear our mask, but he still wears his mask in the open. He says that one day he was with his girlfriend, and he passed his wife, and his wife didn't recognize him, and he says the mask saved his life. I've got a laugh button here. I can press here the laugh button. Actually, the laugh button laughs at our jokes. If you tell a joke, nobody's gonna laugh because we are in an enclosed studio. So what we do is that we just press the laugh button, and this minions, So in the meantime, I'm going to give Siva Nair applaud for being president. And please follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and follow him. You're on YouTube too, right?
I am. I'm not in YouTube. Actually, I'm not. I'm basically on Facebook, so you can get me under Siva Nair Art and Heritage.
Okay. So in the meantime, look at my subscribe button there. The word subscribe. Please subscribe to my my YouTube channel. Huh?
I might be in YouTube after a while, maybe later when I'm starting to teach art.
Yeah,
There are many who have been asking me to teach art, so
yeah.
I've not started yet because I'm not equipped like Frankie here. He's got everything.
You know, I actually whatever I have in this what you call it V8 system is all actually the youngsters who come here, and then I was teaching guitar to one, and then they say, Uncle, you know you can do this, you can do that, you can get you this equipment, we get it, you can go. So I'm learning from them, and then eventually. Yeah, in fact, I was surprised. I was surprised when I got more than 1,000 subscribers and viewers and stuff like, and they're picking up and increasing very fast. So I'm surprised that I get a lot of response from my audience, and this is something new to me. So I think Siva, I think you are headed that way.
Yep.
We, although we are uh, oldies,
Oldie, yeah, right.
what they call it, old timers.
Old timers.
But we can make a name for ourselves, okay, in the future. Okay. So in the meantime,
Okay.
bye. Remember to subscribe to my channel down there. Press the subscribe button and bye for now. Wishing you selamat hari raya.
Bye bye. See you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Yeah.